Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Celestial Beauty, also known as Saturn in the 12th, where our main focus for now will be astrology and tarot. If this is your first time to my channel, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss any content from me going further. And if you would like to leave me a donation or you would like a personal reading from me, all of that information can be found in the description box below. Okay, so before we get into the reading, I just want to go over some downloads and messages that I received when I did my meditation before I pulled any cards today. And the messages that I got, or saw, I should say, first of all, I saw red, like surrounding, and then I saw like a pair of eyes, and not like red eyes, but like I saw like all over red, and then I saw kind of like a pair of like eyes like in the middle, just like regular eyes. And I got the sense of like you have your eyes on something. It's like, um like a sniper rifle has like a little dot or whatever, and it has a little red dot, and that's how they aim, that's have how they indicate like where their bullet is going to go, right? So I think that you are like aiming at something like with accuracy, or you're trying very hard to aim at something, or whatever you have your eye on, you are ensuring that you are like observing it in its entirety, so that you can like pull the trigger when you need to, or so you can go after it when you need to, or you can make your move when you need to. Yeah, I heard the phrase ready to pull the trigger, and I don't mean that like literally. I just think that there's like something that you like I said, that you have your eye on, and you're ready to like pounce. Like I heard the word pounce, and then I saw um a tiger like on the prowl, like in the jungle, which further kind of confirmed for me that you are definitely observing and have your eye on something, because tigers and like all big cats actually prowl and kind of sit back and observe their prey, and they wait until they can make their perfect move. And I think that is what you are doing right now. And then I also heard like high up. I don't know if that means anything for anyone. Um, and then I also saw like the upper kind of like tree levels, and that kind of reminded me of the duality that Geminis represent. And I feel like you need to, or you are already like embracing and recognizing like your own duality right now, and seeing it as like a strength, instead of like how people like to always say that Geminis are fake, or chameleons, or anything like that. Any negativity, I think you are realizing is really like just your vast ability to be able to adapt to a lot of different people, and that doesn't make you fake, that just makes you versatile. And a lot of times that can be threatening to people, because they're not as adaptive as you are, as Geminis are, because they have that duality. They can be hard, they can be soft, they can really they're immutable signs, so they can move around and adapt more easily than other signs. So those are all of the downloads that I received. Let's go ahead and get into the cards. All right. So let's see what we got. Happy birthday, Geminis. All of you who are Gemini suns right now, experiencing your birthdays or going to experience your birthdays soon, happy birthday. I was nudged by my guides today to pull some cards for you as like a little birthday present. So I know these messages will find whoever needs them. But the first card that we got here was the Eight of Swords. And she is bound to a sword here, like she is literally tied to it. And I believe her eyes are shut here as well. So maybe there's something holding you back from whatever you have your eye on, like the downloads that I got. If you guys didn't listen to the downloads, go ahead and rewind and listen to those so that this makes sense to you. But I sensed in the downloads that you really had your eye on something and you were ready to pounce and that you were observing. And this card is indicating to me with her eyes shut and her being bound to this sword here that maybe you are having trouble pulling the trigger, excuse me. You're having trouble pulling the trigger, like maybe you want to pull the trigger, but you're not able to yet, like something's holding you back, like you're tied to like maybe an idea, possibly, because this is like a swords card, so this is about our thoughts. Maybe you are tied to like an outcome, and that is preventing you from being able to pull the trigger on whatever you have your eye on kind of right now. Like whatever you want to go for, it's like even though you know you want it, you're hesitant because there are thoughts in your head like keeping you back, like and like a main thought I'm hearing because there's one sword that she's tied to, even though there's like 7 other swords off to the side. So there's like one kind of major thing I feel like holding you back or keeping you back from pulling the trigger. There's like something keeping you in observation mode and not in action mode. Oh, yeah. But okay, so we got the Knight of Wands, but I think you're stepping out of that because knights are about action. This is also a wand, so this is fire energy, which is about like momentum and like determination and motivation. And see, this card is red, and I was seeing red. Like the first thing I saw when I closed my eyes for the meditation before I pulled these cards was red. And in the Knight of Wands here, it's all red behind him. Like you can see in the first card, it's all blue. Like she's in her thoughts. Like I said, she's in her thoughts. This is the Swords card, so that's all about your thoughts. And in the Knight of Wands, all red, all about forward momentum. He's looking forward. He has his wand here. He has his armor. He's ready for battle. If anything, he has like a smirk on his face, like he's almost like he's looking forward to it or whatever challenges kind of lie ahead. Yeah, I think whenever you stop letting whatever thought is keeping you back or whatever is holding you back, once you are able to step away from that and move forward, you're finding a lot of confidence in that. You're finding a lot of power in that. It's like helping you look onto things and look onto the future as he is here. He's like looking on with like a grin on his face, like helping you see the good things ahead, like you really allowing yourself to be cut free from the ropes that have tied her here in the Eight of Swords and moving forward with the Knight of Wands here, like confidently. It's like reassuring you of your own power and like you made the right decision basically. I think maybe that's why you're so stuck in your thoughts right now, like you don't know if pulling the trigger per se and what you've had your eye on is the right thing, so you're holding back, right? You're like, I don't know if I should. It really does seem like the right option, but I'm still like not really sure. What if it's the wrong thing? And once you kind of pull the trigger, in a sense, like either you do or you don't, right? It's like once you kind of make that decision, and I think you will make the decision to pull the trigger, you are going to find a lot of power in that, and you are going to find that you have made the right decision, and you were always capable of trusting yourself and your inner knowing. So let's see the next one. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I'm hearing doubt coming from this, surprisingly. Yeah, maybe you just have doubt because when you step into this, when you do pull the trigger and you do step forward with the Knight of Wands here in this new direction, it's possibly not as stable, or maybe not stable. It's just not what you're used to. And so it seems unstable to you, right? Because you're like, oh, it's like uncharted territory, right? And so it's going to be like nerve-wracking at first. It's going to feel unsteady. Um, it's not going to feel like you are grounded per se, because when you're uncomfortable, you're not going to feel grounded. When you step out of your comfort zone, you're not going to feel grounded. You have to find your comfort again. You have to refine that, right? And as you're stepping out of your comfort zone because you pulled the trigger here on whatever you finally made the decision on, you are now stepping into new territory that is not comfortable, right? So you have your armor on, though, with the Knight of Wands, like I said. And as doubtful as you may be in this new path, you are fully equipped. Like you can see, he even has stuff all down his arms, on his chest, lower half, everything. Like he's fully prepared. I think it's just because it's so unfamiliar. It's just, like I said, a little bit nerve-wracking for you, and that's okay. I think what led you to pulling this trigger is your curiosity. Like, I think Geminis are naturally very curious. So when you do get doubtful, just remember what initial like curiosity that you gathered to bring you to the point of being able to pull the trigger, you know? Use that curious energy that gets you Geminis excited, you know, use that energy to push you forward through the doubt of this unfamiliar road. Like I said, it only feels unstable. Like the King of Pentacles in reverse would like recommend like unstable and not necessarily grounded, you know. And so of course you're not going to feel grounded in new territory. You're creating like a new foundation. You're creating that kind of right now. So it makes sense for you to not feel completely stable right now. But like I said, you're fully equipped here. Oh, the next card we have is the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So everything you want is coming Ten of Cups is like my favorite card in this Archeon tarot deck. I love this card. Like, I don't know if you guys can see when I take a picture of this. Like, it's probably like my most beat up card in here. I love this freaking card. And I've pulled it quite a few times, but it's always such good energy. It means like emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, like overall like wholeness, feeling whole, happy. You've got good things coming your, oh, you got the Queen of Swords here next in the reverse. So yeah, you're coming out of all that kind of like mental like imprisonment, and your inner critic isn't I don't want to say it's not as hard on you. I feel like you're not allowing it to have as much of an effect on you anymore. Um, like I said in the downloads earlier, I really was sensing like the duality of Gemini and really embracing and recognizing your duality. And I think within your mind, you're being more accepting of the differences and the vast varieties of your own personality, and not allowing the negative like connotations of Gemini to really eat away at you anymore. Like Geminis are big, Gemini, like that's the one thing I hear about Geminis a lot, and I don't necessarily believe Geminis are as fake as they are portrayed to be. But yeah, and I also think whatever guilt you felt about having to cut um, ties with whatever you needed to with the Eight of Swords, with that first card that we talked about here, you're letting go of right now with the Queen of Swords in reverse. You're not feeling guilty anymore, or you won't be very soon for the decisions that you've had to make in order to embark on the new journey with the Knight of Wands, like after you pulled the trigger and took this new direction. There will be a period of doubt with the King of Pentacles, and then there will be a period of complete fulfillment and happiness and reassurance that you made the right choice. And then the guilt from having to make that tough decision in the past is going to just wash away, and you're going to come out of that kind of, like I said, mental imprisonment. That's kind of the first word that I picked up when I flipped this card over. Let's see. Oh, the moon. Yeah, and it's like then you're going to see exactly why everything needed to happen the way that it did. As you go through these phases after you've pulled this trigger on the thing that you've been wanting, the thing that you've had to cut yourself away from, and you go through these periods of the guilt and the happiness and the doubt, you come out of that mental imprisonment seeing yourself for who you are, the situation for what it was, your true values, your true feelings. Like it's really shown you a lot about yourself. And the moon card here, she's bare, she's naked. You taking this next step, you pulling the trigger, you going for what you have had your eye on is literally going to show you so much about yourself. It's going to reveal so much. Ooh, Six of Cups. I hear you're going to have your fair share of love, of resources. There's the even amount of cups here. Like I said, you're coming to a place of like gratefulness for things that you have been through, because you've seen here with the moon card why you went through these things, what needed to happen, why they happened. And like the Five of Cups before the Six of Cups is like despair, right? So the Six of Cups is like, it's like after that, after the despair, after the kind of heartache. So you are able to be grateful and see all that you still have and all that you have also gained. Like there's Four Cups at the bottom, right? So everything that you've had, and then there's the three kind of up the side, or however you want to say it, or whatever. But you've kind of had it all around you, right? Like you've had some in front of your nose, you've had some under you, you've had the resources, you've had things, and you've gained things along the way too. And you're really becoming grateful for like the journey itself and recognizing it for the journey itself. Like there's like a little scroll behind this kind of figure here. I don't know if you guys can see it when I post the picture, but you're realizing that it was really a part of like your story, and it was like a chapter, you know? All right, so I pulled a few chakra cards for you guys. I'm going to see how those correlate with the Archeon tarot cards here. And the first one that you got was instinct. And there's a wolf on it with a moon. And like I said before, because you have pulled the trigger and you went for what you wanted, and it has given you good results and given you healing and awareness within yourself, you're really learning that it is okay to trust your instinct. Like your instinct is on point, and it won't lead you astray here. Like the dog here, dog is man's best friend. Like your instinct isn't going to lead you astray. So you're becoming more confident now that you see that the payoff in listening to your intuition, right? And the next card here we got is victim. And so I would just say be careful when people see you on this new path. They are, I'm hearing like they're gonna want like to catch a ride, right? They're going to want to like come along for the ride. And be careful that they don't like play victim in your life when you either A, say no, or you don't want them to go, right? Like, don't have them convince you that they deserve to go on the ride, because if you don't allow them to, then they're gonna feel bad. I don't know. Like, just don't allow them to like make you question your own instinct based on them having like a victim mentality, you know? Like if your intuition is telling you that you shouldn't do something, or you shouldn't invite someone, or you shouldn't do something with someone, like don't allow them to be like, oh, woe is me, to convince you to do that. Like, always trust your intuition and know that your body knows best. You know, listen to the cues of your body. Like, if you start to feel sick before you go see someone, like, that's a fucking sign. If somebody always kind of has to guilt trip you into hanging out with them and you always feel like uneasy, like that's a sign, you know, listen to those things. Don't and also don't allow yourself to be a victim in other people's lives, or their stories. But I'm definitely hearing that you need to not allow other people to play victim in your life specifically. Like, people need to take responsibility for their own actions and their own words. Yeah, it's like, don't allow other people, like, you can see, like, there's a dragon and a squirrel, like, conversing up there. It's like, don't allow, like, other people, or, like, outside people to convince you that your own intuition that's already led you in so many good directions isn't accurate, you know? Okay, the next card we got is perfection. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hearing that you like have the ability to like breathe life into people. Like, you can see the woman here is, I don't know, like taking a breath, or I don't know, the silhouette like surrounding her. Um, to me looks as though, I don't know, it's indicating to me as though like she's breathing life into something. She's holding fruit. There's like a little berry, little tree underneath her. But you breathe life into people, you nourish them. And that's why you can't allow people, like I said before, to play victim in your life, because you do enough. You nourish people already. So don't let anybody guilt trip you into believing you're not doing enough, or and your instinct isn't on point, you know? Just keep hearing like guilt trip, like somebody keeps trying to guilt trip. Um, and that person is like in a victim mentality. You can only like breathe so much life into people before they start like draining you, you know? So recognize and use your discernment and realize when people are draining you, you know what I mean? You give a lot, and you don't have to over give to the point where you are exhausted and you don't have any fruit for yourself left here. Like, she has it in her hands and on the little bush. Don't allow, I'm hearing clearly, do not allow people to convince you that it is okay for your tree to like run dry, or for you to bear all your fruit um while they don't get like give anything back, you know, like, oh, well, I can't give anything back because I don't have money, or well, I can't, you know, they're always in a place where they can never get you back, right? Like, they could, I don't know. But don't allow people to manipulate you into believing that you always need to be like doing or giving more than they do, because like they've convinced you that they either don't have the capacity or the finances or the time or whatever the case may be to do it, right? Like, they have they have a higher expectation of you than you can have of them, and that's like not fair. It's like they expect you to like drop things and like give all the fruit here, right? Like, um as I have these laid out, it literally looks like the little acorn has his hands kind of open here, and then the woman is hands are holding the fruit going right into this like acorn victim card right here. Like they're ready and willing to take it all. So don't offer like all of your fruit, you know what I mean? Like don't offer everything. Hold some shit for yourself. Do not let people convince you that that's selfish to keep your own plate full. Like how can you feed people if you're like hungry and starving? Like that don't even make sense. You need your own power and your own energy in order to have energy for others. The next card we got here is prayer. Yeah, keep your eye on the prize, guys. Keep your eye on the prize. What you originally were observing and cut your ties from with the first card and the Eight of Swords. Keep your eye on that. Remember why you cut yourself away, why you took this new path. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but and the little like what dream cloud above the lemonade here. It's like there's like a cityscape, and then on the other side, it's like a farmscape, right? So don't forget like the paths that you've chosen. Don't forget the paths that you've taken. Don't forget the paths that you still have, that you can take, that are still ahead of you. I think just as you have done before with the first card, the Eight of Swords, when you've cut yourself away to go on this new path, you will be able to, again, like I said, because you have done this now or you are going to soon, it is going to make it easier for you to choose roads going further down the line, right? Like there's two paths right here. There's two different scenarios here in the prayer card right here. So because you had to make this hard decision, it showed you that you have the capability and the power and the strength and the confidence to make tough decisions and choose the choose the right roads for yourself. Excuse me, Mercury retrograde's getting me. Yeah, so much has been revealed to you about yourself. So much of your intuition um, has been solid and consistent, that you're like I said, you're pretty much in manifestation mode. Like you know that you're able to manifest exactly what you want. You had your like in the downloads that I got, you had your eye on something, you were on the prowl, you know that you have the capability to like scope something out and make it happen. You've done it, or you're about to do it very soon, and it's going to give you confidence for the future going forward, to create multiple paths for yourself. Like I said, like there's two paths right here. So you're going to be able to manifest multiple opportunities and outcomes for yourself that will be beneficial and good for you. Let's see. I also pulled two Kuan-Yin oracle cards for you here, and I wanted to read them at the end here. The first one we got was Dance of the Butterfly. A pure heart attacks divine grace. A pure heart attracts divine grace, and that which was possible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you, or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. See, like I said with the prayer card, like you literally are manifesting. There's a little, I think I said that in the little dream cloud, right? I called it a dream cloud when I first described this card. But you are allowing this situation, whatever you've untied yourself or uncut yourself from, you are allowing that trouble to inspire you, like propel you forward with, like I said, with the Knight of Wands here. The Knights are about that action. They're about moving forward. And it said, with a pure heart attracts divine grace. And you've gone into this with good intentions, right? You've shown yourself that you can trust yourself and your intuition. So it's easier for you to, like it said, allow grace to infuse the situation or your dream. to unfold with divine perfection. Like you even got, like literally you got perfection. You got the perfection card. Yes. Okay, the next one. So last card we got here, guys. Divine connection. It says the inspired, intuitive messages that you have been receiving, which are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and to be your true self, are from your higher guidance. What did I say, guys? Beings of divine light are guiding you with messages of unconditional love. It is safe to trust in your growing divine connection and inner knowing. I said that. Doing so will bring you great joy. Can't make this up. Can't make it up. I think that was the perfect ending, the perfect last card to literally tie up this entire reading. It's culminated everything that I basically said. That's great. Like I said, you've been listening to your intuition. You've been strengthening your intuition. Your intuition has only been confirming your confidence within yourself, and your own intuitive nudges. And you are like really understanding your own like divine connection, understanding your own power and the ability you truly have to like change your path or create whatever path you really want. Like I said with the prayer card here. And because you have pulled the trigger and cut yourself, like I said, from the Eight of Swords, the first card here, because you've cut yourself from that, it's literally led you to, or is going to lead you down this great journey of self-revelation and self-acceptance. And just like overall, like great opportunities for you. You're really like, you're like the magician. Like you're able to create what you want. Once you really step into this, you are going to be unstoppable. I'm excited for you. What a good birthday for you, Gemini. It's awesome. You guys are definitely in your season right now. Awesome. All right, I think those are all the messages that I've got for you, Geminis. All right, everyone, those are all of the messages that I received for you. I hope that they all resonated. And if they didn't, no worries. Maybe the next ones will. Please do not forget to contact me if you would like a personal reading or if you would like to leave me a donation. All of that information can be found in the description box below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. All right, bye-bye.